Two of my most anticipated cozy games of 2023 just got brand new trailers, and oh boy, do they look good. So today, Level 5 had their kind of own Nintendo Direct, where they showcased everything they've been working on, including not only the new Professor Layton game, but also Fantasy Life. And in both of these trailers, we got some brand new game footage and found out so much more about both of the games. Let's start with the one I am most looking forward to, and that's Fantasy Life. Now, the gameplay footage is in Japanese, but I have translated and gone through every single part of the information on the screen so you don't miss out on anything. First of all, we got a very quick look at the character customization. It looks as though we can change quite a lot of features from the menu at the side. Not only can we change our face, our clothes, but also how we sound as well, which I think is a really cool addition. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of choices, at least for the hairstyles, but as long as there's like a salon or something that opens up later in the game, that's not really something I'm bothered about. Not only do we get to see all the character customization options, we also get to see all of the available jobs as well, or I think they call them lifestyles. So most of them look to be the same as the previous Fantasy Life game. We have a paladin or warrior, we have a mercenary, a hunter, a magician, a miner, a woodcutter, an angler, a cook, a blacksmith, and also a carpenter, a tailor, and an alchemist. But what's really interesting is not only do they have all of the jobs from the previous game, there are a few additional ones with question marks on them. Now, these look to be brand new jobs that have never been in the Fantasy Life game, and I cannot wait to see what they add. Now, you can also see on the left-hand side the job that's selected and what level that job is at. And from what they've said in the trailer, it's pretty clear that you can change your job whenever you want. And it even says, although you can focus on just the one job or lifestyle as they call it, it's best to master all of them. I also love the fact that only a few of these jobs actually have anything to do with combat. All of the rest of them are lifestyle-based, life sim-based, and don't involve that whatsoever, which I love. So when I last talked about Fantasy Life, I saw a ton of comments saying it's basically Animal Crossing. But actually, I wanted to highlight a few massive differences between the two games. Yes, both of them are a life sim, but in Fantasy Life, there's also combat. Animal Crossing, obviously, no matter how much you wanted to fight Tom Nook, had no combat whatsoever. So that's one major difference. But the other big way this differs from Animal Crossing is that there's an overarching story happening alongside all of the life sim elements. In this game, you are based on an island with a mystery that no one has been able to solve. And it focuses around you and meeting a mysterious girl who lets you travel between past and present to restore the island. There's also the mention of a dragon, which honestly, I'll be super interested in seeing what on earth that has to do with the rest of the story. But one thing we also know from the previous game is not only will you have the overarching story, townspeople will also have quests for you to carry out as well. So I don't think it's too similar, although the life sim elements definitely have some serious overlap. And although there is a ton to do in terms of quest and story, they do stress that this is a life sim that you can take at your own pace. And in this trailer, they showed us a ton of things you can do that don't have anything to do with the story. Not only can you forage, but you can also craft. You also have a house in this game that you can decorate. I did go and look up the previous game, as I actually never got around to playing it on my 3DS, and there appears to be different shops that you can go into to buy items. One cool thing I liked about the furniture store is it had everything you can think of, including different curtains, which I really liked. So there should be plenty to keep you busy in terms of decorating your house. The trailer also revealed that you could terraform, which is definitely something I wasn't expecting at all. And this allows you to decorate the entire town. You can move and place different items. And from the footage they showed, it also looks like you can place pathing as well. One thing I really liked from the trailer is the fact that you can see a character swinging on the swings. So I really hope this means that the items you place around the town are something you can actually interact with instead of them just being decorative. And if that's not enough gameplay for you, you also have an entire island to explore as well. Now, you might have noticed the eye in the title of Fantasy Life, and it turns out from the live stream that this actually has a meaning. Apparently, the eye in the title represents 4 different things. One that they refuse to tell us about, The second one is it represents the island that the game takes place on. The third one is that the I stands for individual, as you can live your life the way you want to. And the final one is that the I stands for internet, and they just kind of casually drop the fact that this game will support online multiplayer, which I think is huge and should have been a bigger part of the trailer. Now, there was no mention of a relationship system in the trailer. I know the previous game had friendships, but not relationships in that sense, which I don't mind. That's not a deal breaker for me. And unfortunately, we received no release date. It just says sometime in 2023. So unfortunately, we're just going to have to be patient and wait for more information. And if you didn't already know, Fantasy Life is actually looking to be exclusive on the Switch, which is really good news, as exclusive games tend to have less problems on launch day. So I have really high hopes, and just hopefully it will release before Fae Farm, because that wait is excruciating. Next, we're going to move on to the brand new Professor Layton game, because we've discovered so much more about it. Although that's not hard, the Direct literally just released the title, and that was about it. First of all, I want to highlight how amazing these cutscenes look. It makes such a difference to see Professor Layton in a full 1080p, and it makes me so excited to experience the story. Now, one huge difference between this game and the previous Professor Layton games is that this one is actually set in America rather than London. And the story kind of starts with Luke, who separated from the professor to move to America, inviting Professor Layton to his city to help solve a mystery. The cool thing about the story is it looks to have a bit of a role reversal, with Luke being a well-established detective in the town and Professor Layton basically being a nobody. It also looks as though this American town is way more advanced than any of the London towns we've seen so far. In terms of the timeline itself, this game takes place 1 year after The Unwound Future, or the third game in the series. And one really cool feature they've added into this Professor Layton game is that each time you solve a puzzle with the pair of them, the city will grow and change around them. Now, sadly, all we got from this trailer was basically the cutscene footage and a few screenshots, so we didn't really get to see anything to do with the puzzles, which is a big shame, but I am very much looking forward to it. And the fact that we finally got to see a little bit more information has made me really, really excited. I just wish there was a release date for this as well. For me personally though, Fantasy Life looks so much fun. Let me know which aspects you're looking forward to the most in the comments down below. And if you want to see every single game I'm looking forward to coming to the Switch in spring, click this video here. I'll see you next time. Bye.